Good evening to our Masonic Homes family, to our residents in Union City and our residents in Covina, to our clients and our staff of MOS and MCYF, and to our Masonic Homes team members wherever you might be this evening. Good evening and happy Monday. Once again, it's Monday, and I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I know I did, and I love the weekends. And down in Palm Springs, it was incredibly hot, but it was very nice. I went into the pool, and so I hope you had a good weekend as well. Well, on to my report for this evening, and I'm going to tell you, I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible, but the numbers are always confusing, and I'm trying to figure out a way to make it make sense for you. Since we started doing testing, we are now up to 1,602 tests. Now, remember, we've done multiple tests. I think in Lorber, some people have had 4 tests already. We are pending results now on 308, and we've had 1,290 negative test results. Now, I'm going to start off talking about what's going on in Covina. I don't want to confuse anybody, so I'm going to try and explain it as simply as possible. We had one staff member who had her test, went home, her test was negative, but she went home and she got exposed after she left the campus and after she had her test. She has not been back to the campus since she was exposed. However, she has now tested positive after she was exposed and now does have some symptoms. So there is one confirmed positive case in Covina, but it resulted from an exposure after her last day on the campus, and we know she was negative because she had her test results. Hope that's not too confusing. Now in Covina as well, we have 3 of our employees from one family who are now self-quarantined. They don't have a positive test result. However, they were exposed to a family member who has had a positive test result. So once again, let me tell you what that means. We have 3 people who, because they were exposed to the virus from a family member, not one that lives with them, all 3 are now at home. And that exposure took place after all of them had worked at the home, so there's no potential exposure as a result of them having been exposed. All right, as I said, this gets more and more complicated. So as of now, MHC is COVID-free, and you know how much I love to say that. Okay, just to recap again, we had 2 positive staff member cases that occurred in Union City, one in Lorber and one in Traditions. All of our residents have been tested since then, and they've all come back as negative. And remember, there were a number of days that passed from the time of exposure. So that's the good news. All right, now for, of course, what I always consider to be the bad news, and that is the state of California continues to lead the country in the number of new cases. And from the governor's report today, he is sending some additional resources to the Central Valley, where those case numbers are continuing to rise as well. So we're pretty much seeing a lot of exposure throughout the state. And more I'm hearing that our staff members or the general public is getting more and more exposed from a community spread, which means their relatives or their friends. And so that brings me to, of course, to the importance, the real importance of social distancing, wearing your masks, and washing your hands. Now, fortunately, you don't want to hear me lecture anymore, so you're wearing your mask. I hear that now from everybody who says, they're tired of you talking about wearing a mask. Okay, if I could watch people washing their hands, I'd probably talk about that too, but just remember, you need to wash your hands and wear your mask. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the importance of social distancing, and sometimes we forget. So when those elevator doors open, especially in Union City, make sure that you need to maintain a social distance, which means if there are 4 people on the elevator already, you may want to reconsider because you have to maintain a 6-foot distance. But let me just tell you, I hear just so many favorable reports about how people are really wearing their masks now and really paying attention and doing everything possible to maintain a social distance. And so couldn't be prouder of the fact that everyone is doing their part here. So thank you. And now a little bit about how proud I am of all of our staff members who really are our heroes throughout. You know, I haven't had a chance to say it in a couple of weeks, and so I just want you to know, to all of our staff members, I have not forgotten the work you're doing or the sacrifices that you're making. Keep up the good work. I know we're all proud of you, and I know our residents are incredibly thankful for what you do every day. So I'm thankful, they're thankful, and your fellow employees, your fellow team members are also incredibly thankful for the job that you do. That's about all the news I have for today. I'm actually going to be in Union City on the campus on Thursday. I will be wearing a mask, of course. I will be maintaining my social distance and washing my hands every chance I get. But I'm also getting tested, and so for those of you who are in Union City, you may see me walking around the campus on Thursday as well. And so until then, I bid you good night. Remember, as I always say, stay home, stop the spread, and let's save some lives. And God bless to you and to your families and to all of our team members and all of our staff. Good night.